Photoshop is the most important application when it comes to digital painting and digital art. So in this video we're going to discover Photoshop's brushes and how to control them. So let's go ahead and grab our brush tool. You will find that one in your toolbar here, or you can press P for shortcut. And now we can start painting using our brush tool. So all we need to do is to start clicking and dragging anywhere, just like that. And we will be getting our brush strokes. And of course we can be changing our color from here, either from our foreground color or background color. As this will be our foreground color, we can be double clicking that one to change our color, maybe selecting a different color first or hue. Then we can be choosing higher saturation for our color. We can choose brighter color going toward white, or darker one, or we can be getting a highly saturated color in that area. Then we can be pressing OK, or of course we can be using our color wheel in here in our color panel, and you can change how it looks like from that hamburger menu. You can be selecting either hue cube, which will be looking like that, which is similar to what we did. We can be selecting another color, and also we can be controlling hue saturation for our color. And also we can be selecting less saturated color, for instance, or we can be selecting maybe color wheel, where we can be picking our color. Then we can be saturating that one and also increasing brightness, or we can be changing color as well from here. So we have HSB for hue saturation brightness, or we can be selecting maybe something like RGB sliders for screen designs, or CMYK sliders for offset printing, standing for cyan, magenta, yellow, black, or we can be selecting web color sliders if you would like to design something for web and you would like to stay within some safe color ranges. However, let's keep it as it is on color wheel, as I like it that way. And also we can be picking up a secondary color as a background color for us. So we can be swapping these colors in here to make that pink or magenta as background color by clicking that one, or pressing X to swap colors. Then we can be changing that white as well, maybe to orange. Let's go for more saturated color, maybe that hue, and increasing saturation. And anytime we would like to get back to our default colors, black and white, we can be pressing D, which will be resetting our foreground and background colors. And now let's say we need to be filling that layer with white to remove these brush strokes. We can be simply going to Edit, then selecting Fill, Contents, either foreground or background color, then pressing OK. Or we can be using shortcuts for faster workflow, pressing Command or Control Backspace to fill with background color, or Alt or Option key also with backspace to fill our layer with foreground color. So let's fill that one back with white, Command or Control Backspace. Let's select cool color for our brush once again. Now let's say we need to be increasing our brush size. We can be controlling our brush size either from here by clicking that drop down button. Will be having size, where we can be increasing size for our brush or reducing that one. And also we can be changing hardness for our brush from here, either going for hard brush or very soft brush. And also we get to choose other brushes from here as well. So by scrolling down, you can see we have different brushes in here. However, let's stay as we are on the same brush, increasing hardness for that one. And also we can be accessing those options by right clicking while having our brush tool selected. So we'll be getting the same options in here for quicker access to our brushes. Or even for faster workflow, we can be using shortcuts to adjust our brush. So let me click in here, and now we are getting that dot. We can be easily removing that one or erasing that one by filling our layer once again with background color. Or even we can be using that tool in here, eraser tool, which is also a brush based tool. So we can be selecting that one, or pressing E on keyboard to select that one as well. And we can be simply painting over that dot to get it removed. So back again to our brush tool, pressing P on keyboard. And now let's say we need to be increasing our brush size in a very fast way. We can be using square brackets on keyboard. Simply right square bracket will be increasing brush size, just like that, and left square bracket will be reducing our brush size. So if we check our brush hardness, we can be right clicking that one. We have 100% hardness for our brush. We can be also using the same keys to control brush hardness as well. So in that case, we're going to be using shift key along with square bracket right or left to increase or reduce hardness or softness for our brush. So let's click anywhere outside to get rid of these brush options. And now holding or maintaining shift key along with left square bracket, getting softer brush. So we can see that we have softer brush in here, and also we can see that in our brush preview as well. So if we start painting with that one, it's gonna be looking like that. However, if we make it hard again, pressing shift and right square bracket and start painting like that, we are getting a very sharp or hard brush. There is also another shortcut for adjusting our brush. So on Mac you will be holding Control and Option and also clicking at the same time. And now you can be dragging your mouse right or left to reduce your brush size, simply like that. Or up for getting a softer brush, or going down to increase hardness for our brush. And for Windows users, you will be using Control and Alt and right click instead of left click. So you can choose which shortcut you prefer the most. So let me reduce that brush size as it's too big. And also here we have more options for our brush. So we can be changing blending mode, for instance. Instead of normal, we can be selecting maybe multiply. We can start painting where we're going to get some transparency within our brush, as you can see. And also for more transparent effect, we can be reducing opacity for our brush as well. So now we are getting an immense transparent effect. And also get to control the flow for our brush. So instead of 100%, we can be reducing flow, where it's gonna be looking like that. Let me increase opacity so you can see how it looks like, and also set that one back to normal. So this is how it looks like with reduced flow. Increasing flow a bit so you can see the difference. Now setting that one back to full, where you can see how it's gonna look like. So anyway, let's clear our canvas as it's really getting so busy in here, pressing Command or Control Backspace. And let's discover how we can be smoothing our brush. So let's say for instance we need to be typing in a free form. So I'm gonna be reducing brush size again, and let's type maybe S letter, while we have smoothing set to 0. And let's increase smoothing a bit, maybe just a bit, 25% or so. Then we can be drawing the same letter once again. And as you can see in the second letter, we have a smoother curve, as Photoshop in that case is adding smoothness to our drawing. However, it's losing a bit of accuracy. So if we increase smoothing all the way to here, maybe 100, and start trying to do the same thing, it's not accurate at all, as you can see. So probably using that one at 20% can be nice for smoothing your curves. And now we can start drawing that one once again, easy like that. And actually guys, I'm using a drawing tablet by Wacom, and they are so handy and precise when it comes to digital painting or even retouching in Photoshop, or you can simply do anything with them once you get used to using your drawing tablet. And there are actually so many versions and products by Wacom. Some of them are drawing tablets and others are touchscreen tablets, and almost all of them are doing amazing job when it comes to digital painting. So anyway, since we are talking about tablets, let's discover their settings in brushes, and let's activate pressure sensitivity for tablets by clicking that button in here. Now with this option activated, the harder you press with your pen, your line will be. See? So now brush size will be changing according to pen pressure, and also pen pressure can be controlling also opacity, so we can be activating that option in here. I'm pressing hard first, then going lighter with pen. And let's increase brush size a bit so you can see it even better. You can be guessing pressure sensitivity just by looking at the screen. So anyway, let's turn these off and discover also another cool feature added to Adobe Photoshop. So let's clear our canvas, and this one is called Symmetry Drawing, and you can find that one here with that butterfly icon. So let's start first with vertical, for instance, and you will be getting that line where you can be transforming that one as bigger line or smaller line. And let's say we like that scale, we can be executing that, clicking that comet, reducing brush size, and let's try maybe to mimic that icon in here. See, once we start drawing on right side, this will be mirrored on left side, creating symmetrical drawing. So going back, maybe like that. This is very lousy drawing, by the way. However, you can keep adding some details, maybe to your butterfly, maybe something like that, and so on. And now once we are done with drawing in symmetry mode, we can be turning that one off by clicking that icon once again, symmetry off. And now we can be drawing normal again here. Discovering another symmetrical shape, filling that layer with white. Let's go maybe for radial, where you can be choosing how many segments you want. So let's keep it as this. And let's say we like that scale, we can be hitting return. Now we can start drawing on one segment, and you will be getting the same one repeated in a very cool way, as you can see. Turning off symmetry and filling our layer. Let me show you guys another cool shape in here, mandala, and we can be increasing segments a bit, maybe to 5, hitting return and drawing the same line, where you will be getting a completely different shape. Or you can go maybe something like that, where you can be creating patterns and artwork just by drawing very simple lines, and we are getting also a very complicated shape. So let's maybe also reduce opacity for our brush, and this time I'm going to be using numbers to reduce opacity for our brush. So if I press 5, for instance, we will be getting 50% opacity. Or let's say you would like to have 25, for instance, you can be pressing 2, 5 in a quick way, and you will be getting 25 opacity for your brush. And let's experiment with that one in here. It's looking nice already. I really like that feature. You can be creating amazing artwork with few clicks. And actually you can be reducing opacity for layers or any other tools if we have them selected by also pressing digits on keyboard. So it's not only exclusive to brushes. However, let's turn off symmetry and let's go ahead and discover more about brush settings in Photoshop preferences by going to Photoshop. If you are a Mac user, you will be finding your preferences in here, or for Windows users, you will be finding that one under Edit, probably somewhere in here. So let's go and open preferences. I'm going to be selecting cursors, and here we have painting cursors. We can be selecting standard, precise, or normal brush tip, which we were using, or full size. However, I'm going to be sticking with normal brush tip. And let me also activate these options in here, show only crosshair while painting, and also show brush leash while smoothing. And pressing OK. Now increasing our brush size a bit. You can see that crosshair in the center. You can be removing that circle actually also by pressing caps lock, where you will be only seeing brush hair, or we can be getting our brushes circle once again by removing that caps lock. So hopefully guys, by now you know the essentials of using brushes, and even we're going to dive deeper discovering more about them in our next videos.